Before we get into this video, I just wanted to recommend that you guys stay right until the end so that you can see the preview of the next video, which is a test day that we did at Sydney Dragway. But if you like to live on the wild side, you can skip ahead and watch it straight away. But with that said, I hope you enjoy the video.
2, 1.
Action. So, it's a Wednesday, Matt. What
Yeah.
are we doing? Why are you dragging me out to the track? You've got the Corolla on the trailer. You got some big news you want to tell me. What's going on, mate?
All right.
What's going on? Like,
All right, so we've got some news, guys. The reason that we went out to that private test road is obviously to get the car going. But what do I want to do with the car? I want to drag race it. The car used to be a drift car, but I want to drag race it now. And I decided to come back. Pretty strong, and I've got a bit of a challenge that I want to do. And it's called Street Machines Drag Challenge.
Yep,
Yeah,
Drag Challenge.
So if you're unfamiliar with the Drag Challenge event, Street Machine run it. I urge you. We'll leave a link in the description below. Yep. There's a video explaining the whole.
It's an
challenge.
epic event.
It's a hard and epic challenge. We're based obviously in Wollongong, New South Wales.
Yep.
The challenge works out of Victoria and works through South Australia and then ends up back in Victoria. So we've obviously got to get down to that event. There's a lot of stuff involved in that.
So we're doing Drag Challenge, and today is focused on getting prepared for Drag Challenge.
Yes. So the news that I have is I put in an entry for Drag Challenge. Is that camera angle all right?
Yeah, it's fine, man. It's got wide angle.
Oh, okay. So the news that I have is I put an entry in for Drag Challenge and I got accepted. I wasn't expecting to get an entry, but I got accepted.
Yep.
One, because the car is currently unregistered. So we're going to run through a few of the hurdles that I have to go run through to get to this challenge, just to get to day one to actually getting into the event. I don't expect to win my class in Drag Challenge, but the challenge itself is enough for me. Winning the sticker at the end of it saying I survived Drag Challenge, that's what I'm doing this for.
Yep.
So Wednesday, today, what's the importance of Wednesday? We're going to the Eastern Creek, the
off-street
track.
drags. So
Yeah.
you can just go on a Wednesday night. You can go race on the drag strip. It's a
Yep.
full prep.
It's a
surface,
prep track. It's
yeah.
a racetrack. It's Western Sydney International Dragway.
Yep.
So today we're going out to get a baseline run on the car. So the practice that we done on the private road was for doing the high-speed testing, make sure the car can do it, running it through its paces. We check the flat shift control, launch control, and basically just put some time on the car to see if it's actually going to get down the track.
Yep.
So currently the car isn't registered. That's one of the hurdles we need to cross.
You got to get it registered.
Yes. 2, the car needs a roll cage because we expect the car, with the horsepower and the weight of the car, we expect it to run into the low 10s or high 9s currently. So it needs a roll cage.
Parachute.
It needs, parachutes. We're going to make a parachute when we do the cage.
Yeah.
Might not need the parachute, but I'm probably still going to put one on anyway.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're going to do when we build the roll cage is we have to build a hitch for the trailer, because in Drag Challenge you have to drive your drag car between events.
What trailer?
I'm going to be buying a small box trailer.
You haven't got one yet.
Yeah,
so.
I've got to buy a box trailer. So some of the things that this event is going to hurt me for is financially. I don't know if you guys...
How much time have you got?
We've got 3 months.
3 months.
3 months. We've got 3 months to get a lot of stuff done. Roll cage, parachute mount. I've got to buy a trailer, and I've got to register the Corolla, and all of that. Plus, we have to get the Corolla down to Victoria with the trailer as well. So I'll be towing the Corolla down there with the Nissan.
Yep.
And once I also somehow, because we can't double articulate, I need to get a box trailer down there. So one of the things we've got is our first sponsor, which is pretty cool. A friend of mine owns Supreme Caravans, plug to Pros. He's offered to pay the cost of the shipping for our trailers down to his storage facility, which is about 20 minutes from Calder Park, which is the first track that we'll be racing from. So these are some of the hurdles that we've got, and really financially this is going to be difficult because I've got about 10 grand that I need to come up with between now and 3 months, and I've just got married, so if any of the subscribers have been married before, weddings and honeymoons.
Bought a house, so you haven't really recovered from the house purchase. It's a lot. It's a lot. Life outside of the whole YouTube thing is.
Yeah, we don't make money. We don't make any money on that shit.
Yeah, so. A lot of people would constantly be asking, when's the engine build going to be done? It was always with your engines and your cars, and it was it's been amazing that the KE70 is running now. But the reason it takes so long is because you've got to work for money, and then the personal projects get put on the back burner until you can do it. So that's just we're not rolling in the Benjamins.
No, all the work that I do in the shed on the side for customers, building engines and tuning or whatever it is that I do in my spare time outside of my day job, that's the money that I use to put back into my spare engines or my car myself.
Your own racing program.
Yeah, because it's quite selfish to use the money that I earn from my day job. Outside of I still want to have a relationship with my wife, and we still want to go on holidays, and we still want to do these things, and that costs money. So have to bolster the income by doing extracurricular activities outside of my day job.
Yeah, it seems to be the only way these days. The economy and everything's been difficult. So, but yeah, so that's the big news. Drag challenge.
Drag challenge is what we're aiming for. And so
tonight we're practicing for it. Yeah.
Tonight is the baseline for the car. So basically, what we want to see is get a number on the board. If the motor flies to pieces, this might already be the end of drag challenge.
You've got a spare motor.
I do have a spare engine there. But damn, these brakes are squealy.
Yeah.
I do have a spare engine, so it's not the end of the world, but it adds more financial strain into the mix if I have to change the engine out already. So yeah, guys, you're gonna see the whole process. You're gonna see the whole start to finish of this, and we're gonna put a countdown timer of time between now and drag challenge, and yeah,
you got a lot of work to do.
Got a lot of work.
We've got to get it done in time, and not to mention we've got to get to Melbourne as well.
We've got to get there.
It's not exactly 3 months. It's less. So
I'm not a religious guy, but come on, guys, you need to pray for me, because this Nissan that we're towing in, she's on 400,000 Ks and it's only an RB. So hopefully she gets us there to start with.
It's a good challenge. So how many races is it? How many tracks do you go to at Drag Challenge? So
it's 5.
So for anyone that doesn't want to look it up or doesn't know about it, 5 racetracks, and you've got to drive your car to each track. The challenge is to have the fastest street car, and to prove that your car is a street car, you don't tow it between tracks. It needs to
drive.
It's like a torture test for drag cars.
Yeah.
And you want to have the fastest street car at Drag Challenge. So
yes.
That's the idea.
Yeah. So a quick rundown of how the event works. Basically, you open day on race day. You go out. You make a pass. You're racing against the clock. If your car runs a 10-second flat consistently, and you go out and run a 10-second pass, and then you turn around and you do another 10-second pass, you're done for the day. You hand in your 2 time slips to the track officials there, which they average the 2 best time slips. You hand back to them. They average the 2 time slips together, and then that's your average for the day. If you go out and run a 12-second and then another 11-second, 11:50, a 10, and an 11:50, you hand in your 2 fastest time slips, and they average those 2 together. So if you go out and break your car and you spend all your time fixing the car at that event, they give you a set time of, say, I think it's 15 seconds or 16 seconds.
Okay.
And then that destroys your average. So the idea is to be consistently fast, and then the more your car gives you problems, the worse off you are, because if you're screwing around at the track all day in the pits trying to get the car just to get a pass in, the less time you have to get to the next checkpoint, which is the next track. So the distance between the tracks is 500-600 kilometers, and you've got to drive between those 2 points, and also halfway you have to take a photo of your car at the checkpoint. So some of the other parts of the challenge are, if you have a 4-seater car, you can have 3 crew. My car's only a 2-seater because it has a roll cage. So Nick will be my crew member, and I've decided to make the challenge even harder for myself by saying to Nick, I only want help with certain tasks like repacking the parachute.
Yep.
And if it comes to working mechanically on the car, I don't want any help. So this is making the challenge even harder for myself, because if I have mechanical issues, I have to be the person. I want to be the person who fixes them. If it comes to a point where I need a hand lifting the gearbox out of the car and I need a second set of hands, I'll say, hey Nick, put the camera down and give us a hand with this. But basically, I want Nick just to come with me to film the entire expedition.
So it's a personal challenge. So you want to technically try and get it done yourself.
Yes.
And then that's also great news for me, so I can focus on making the videos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really cool.
And one of the things I've told Nico is he's got to get better at editing, because he needs to be putting the videos out between the days of racing.
Yeah,
so,
I can try, but no promises.
No promises.
Yeah, no promises there. That's cool. All right. If you guys are looking forward to seeing Drag Challenge, seeing Matt compete and me tag along, make the videos, damn, this road's bad.
This is a terrible road.
Let us know what you think in the comments. We definitely like to see the comments.
We read them all.
Yep.
I personally like all the comments, good or bad, and I'm trying to show you that I'm reading them, guys. So if you want to know something, ask a question. You want to just give us some praise. If you want to give us some hate, we're cool with that too.
And we also need as much advice as we can get too. If you got advice, let us know the advice. But all right, yeah, that's the big news for Matt, and I'm actually really excited about it. So
yeah. Oh well, one of the other hurdles that I had to do was I had to get time off work.
Yes.
And I got it.
Nice. Yeah, that's right. It worked out. Sick. All right, guys. So
we'll check back with you. Yeah.
We're heading into the track now, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Woo! Yeah, boy.